Hi there, I'm Ari Ann from Sociable Art, and I'm going to show you how to paint this sea turtle. Now I'm going to show you some techniques for painting it, but that doesn't mean that you can't paint it just the way you want. And you can paint a sea turtle like the kinds of colors that sea turtles really are in real life, or you could paint it lots of bright, beautiful, like rainbow colors. That would be a lot of fun too. So please use the colors that you want. I'm going to start by painting the background around the sea turtle. I know most of you like to jump right in and paint the sea turtle, but it's really important to have a really nice background. This is the water that the sea turtle is swimming in, so we want to give him a fun, beautiful place to swim, and then we'll have a finished canvas. So I'm going to use kind of a medium-sized brush to start on the background. If you use a small, skinny brush to do all the painting in the background, it's gonna take you forever. See, each little stroke is just a little bit of canvas that's covered. So you wanna use the biggest brush you can in a certain area. So I'm using a bigger brush. Now, you have some blue paint probably, and you can do the whole background in just this one color of paint that came with your paint kit. But there's a lot more you can do with this. If you add a little bit of white to your blue paint, you're gonna make it lighter. So if I add white into it, look, I'm gonna get a nice lighter shade of blue, okay? And then I can even mix other colors into it. Like if I mix some green into my blue, so this is green and blue and white, then I'll get a color like this. And you can mix them together. See, I put them right into the same little area here, and it just makes kind of a cool, interesting color mix. Because in the water, in the ocean's not just one color. There are a lot of different colors in the ocean, and some colors reflected from the sky and reflected from the sand. So you can add lots of colors into your blue. That's what I'm doing right here. I'm adding some green in and making a really pretty color. You want to try to cover your whole canvas so you have a finished work of art. Okay, so I have that pretty color there. Maybe next to the turtle, I'll do it a really nice light shade of blue. And you know what? It's okay if you are painting and you get your paint into the turtle, like if you go whoops and you get some on there, you could just leave it because we're going to paint over that later, or you can take a paper towel or maybe even a little damp paper towel and just kind of wipe it off. But you can also just leave it because we're going to paint that later. So what I want you to know is that it's not a mistake if you get some paint into some area that you don't want it to be in, because the great thing about painting is you can just correct your mistakes by painting over them. Okay, so I'm doing this nice lighter shade of blue, and I know it's kind of hard to get around like some of these areas in the tight areas, and you can switch to a smaller, skinnier brush to get in these skinny little areas if you want, or else just don't worry about going outside the lines a little bit. Here, I'm going to overlap into this other area on purpose. I'm going to cover up that black line. Do you see how when I'm using my paintbrush, I'm thinking, like when I'm using it, I'm going, this is water. So I'm making my paintbrush kind of flow around the turtle like this, kind of taking the brush and making the water just flow around him. I'm not going like this and then like this. I'm trying to make nice flowy brush strokes. Do the best you can. If you have to do a different kind of brush strokes because you're just learning how to paint, that is fine too. We all have to start somewhere, and we learn how to paint by doing it. And it takes a lot of practice. So just using this color. And you can use a darker blue in some areas. Over here, I'm going to put a darker blue just to make it look interesting. Just different colors, not just one solid color. And there's different shades of blue. So you might, in your kit, if you're lucky, you have more than one shade of blue. But if you don't, you can mix different shades by adding other colors into them. or making them darker or lighter with white or with black. There's so much you can do if you'll just play around with it. Put some blue over here too. And then I'm gonna add some more white into it in a minute. Do those brush strokes, kind of flowy like water. I'll put some right here next to him, and then we're gonna make it lighter so it'll match this other side. Okay, and up here, I'm going to go back to a lighter shade of blue. And then I'm gonna add that greenish shade back in too. I'm trying to make it kind of curvy and wavy like water. And then I'll do this green color up here. Nothing in painting has to be perfect. Just trying to cover all the canvas and have some different shades. Okay, then I'm gonna mix some blue and green. Put that in these last couple sections. And you can use whatever shades of blue you want, just so your turtle has a nice place to swim. Okay, so that's the background, and then let's fill in our turtle. So I'm thinking, you know, most turtles are kind of a greenish color, so you can do that. You can mix white with your green and make a lighter green, or yellow with your green and make a brighter green. Or you could just do something crazy and make it like a purple turtle or pink turtle. And I think I might make this part of my turtle kind of greenish, kind of a traditional color, but then I might add some other colors in his shell. So I'm gonna use green, and I'm gonna mix some white with it, so make a nice light green, and maybe just a little yellow in there too. So I'm gonna make a nice bright light green with yellow and white. And when I'm filling this area in, it's okay if I cover up his mouth and his eyes, because I can paint them back on when I am done. So there we go. Just fill in that whole area. And you can use a smaller brush if it's easier for you in this area. Then I'll fill in his flippers. They're like turtle arms. And there's some dots on his flippers that I can add in later. I guess this is how he paddles through the water. Okay, just fill that one in. And then I just have, all that I have left to fill in is the feet and the tail. Put some white in it. You don't have to leave the black showing around if you don't want to. If you want to cover it up, you can. I'm going to get the tail. And I know I move kind of fast, but you kids are usually pretty fast painters too. But if you want to, just pause the video and you can catch up if you fall behind. Everybody takes a different amount of time when they're painting, and it's all fine. Okay, so now time for the shell. So I'm cleaning my brush because I don't want the shell to be green. I'm gonna use some odd colors, like kind of colors that probably turtles really aren't. Like, they might have some yellow. My turtle's gonna have some yellow. And my turtle is going to have some purple, but I'm gonna mix some white with my purple because I don't want it to be super dark. If you have the right size brush, you don't have to do a lot of brush strokes. You're just gonna bowl it around and it just perfectly fills this area. If I was using a really small brush, it would take me a lot longer. Okay, and maybe we need a purple area in the middle too. This is a darker purple. This time I didn't add white to it, so it's turned out darker. Maybe we can have this purple someplace else too. Let's put some, what do you think? Down here maybe? And then we'll add some over here. You can use whatever colors you want or whatever colors you have. If you don't have purple, sometimes you're able to mix it using red and blue. Depends on the red and blue you have, but usually you can mix it. Now I know we've already got green on the outside of the turtle, but maybe there should be some green on the inside. Maybe some here, and I used a darker shade than what I used on the outside. And maybe one down here. Stay away from your wet paint areas or it'll smear. You know, there's a little trick you can use. You can just wait and let parts of it dry and come back and paint the other parts later if you want to, if you need a break. You know, we only have that one section of yellow. I think we need another section of yellow. Maybe here. Add some white to it. And maybe here. You see how I'm keeping these colors that are the same, I'm keeping them separate from each other, spacing them out. Okay, what other colors? What about pink? How about if we do a pink square? So I added pink to some white. I want this one to be pink. I think we could have a blue one too. Or maybe should we have another pink one? Is there a place? Where do you think we could put another pink one? Maybe here? Do you think that would be a good idea? Let's put one there. I'm already thinking ahead and trying to figure out what color should the spots on his little flipper legs be. They could be pink or white or yellow. Yours can be any color you want them to be. I think we need blue. I'm gonna put some blue in these squares. Oh, that's too dark though. I'm gonna lighten it up. Almost done. I'll put some blue over here too. Okay, and now the only thing left is to add little dots on his flipper legs. I'm gonna do some pink, I think. Maybe some over here. Then he needs a smile and an eye. I don't have any black, so I'm doing mine in dark